Let's talk about a massive cultural phenomenon that's happening right under our noses. We're diving into a format that is completely rewriting the rules of what it means to make content online.
Okay, start with this number, 38 million. That is how many people sat down and watched a single YouTube video from a creator named HBomberGuy. It's a nearly 4-hour-long documentary, basically, about plagiarism. To put that into perspective, that's more people than the entire population of Canada for one video.
Now contrast that with this number, 47 seconds. According to research by psychologist Gloria Mark, that's the average amount of time any of us can actually focus on a single screen before our brain just wanders off.
So yeah, let's just pause on that for a second. A 4-hour video is a smash hit, but we can't focus for more than a minute? That feels like a massive contradiction, right? Well, understanding this paradox is key to understanding one of the most fascinating and creative corners of the entire internet.
You know, the story we're always told, especially from the big media companies, is that we're in an attention crisis. And honestly, a ton of the media we consume is built on that very idea. I mean, think about it. On one hand, you've got streaming services churning out reality shows and true crime docs that are super easy to digest. And on the other, you've got social media, which is just this whirlwind of short, loud, and pretty extreme content. Everything, it seems, is getting faster and, well, shallower. But right in the middle of all that chaos, something completely different isn't just surviving, it's absolutely thriving. And that's the video essay.
So what even is a video essay? Well, think of it like this. It's a super deep dive that's thoughtful, it's nuanced, and it's always filtered through the really distinct personality of the person making it. It's this incredible blend of cultural analysis, research, and entertainment.
And this format is so significant that Adam Curtis, the legendary BBC documentarian, he said that if he were starting his career today, he'd be a YouTuber. He calls it the last Wild West of online creativity. I mean, coming from him, that's a huge endorsement.
And when he says Wild West, he's not messing around. We're not talking about simple vlogs filmed in a bedroom here. These are incredibly complex productions that will mix highbrow academic theory with, the latest pop culture moments. They can be hours long and often have these amazingly theatrical sets and costumes.
The amount of work that goes into one of these is just staggering. It starts with months of deep academic-level research. Then that has to be turned into a script that's actually engaging. Then you've got set and costume design, filming, and weeks of editing. It's really less like making a YouTube video and more like producing a full-on independent movie.
Just to give you an idea of the dedication we're talking about, for her video on conspiracy theories, the creator ContraPoints, Natalie Wynn, spent a whole week building this giant classic conspiracy wall with yarn connecting hundreds of printed out declassified CIA documents. That was all for just one part of a nearly 3-hour video.
And that really gets to the magic of the format. As Sarah Offler from the channel Leftist Cooks puts it, one minute you're talking about the complex philosophy of Foucault, and the next you're tying it directly to an episode of BoJack Horseman. It's that exact blend that makes these really dense, complicated ideas feel so accessible and fun.
But this whole thing didn't just appear out of thin air. It actually has a fascinating and pretty political backstory that is absolutely worth digging into.
So you can trace its roots all the way back to these scrappy video game reviews in the early 2000s, but the modern format really started to take shape in the mid-2010s, especially during Gamergate. As the alt-right gained a voice online, a lot of progressive creators felt they had to respond, so they started making these long, detailed videos to push back against all the misinformation and hate.
And that's the crucial thing to understand here. The video essay as we know it today was really forged in the fire of these online culture wars. It became a necessary tool for thoughtful, well-researched arguments in a space that was pretty much drowning in knee-jerk hot takes.
Okay, so that brings us to today and what a lot of people are calling a new golden age for the video essay.
The creator, Dan Olson, puts it perfectly. He says these YouTubers are filling a hole that broadcast TV has been unable or unwilling to fill. They're basically making the ambitious, educational, and genuinely entertaining stuff that you just don't see on television anymore, and people are hungry for it.
A huge reason for its success is that it completely bypasses the old gatekeepers. This format has given a massive platform to voices that mainstream media has historically ignored. We're talking trans creators, queer creators, creators of color.
It connects them directly with audiences who are desperate to finally hear their perspectives.
This golden age is also being powered by a completely new way of making a living. Because of fan funding sites like Patreon, the biggest creators can now pull in business-level budgets. This means they can afford to hire editors, researchers, and animators. They can work on their videos full-time and just get more and more ambitious.
And that ambition isn't going anywhere. When one creator, Jose Maria Luna, was asked what he was working on next, he just pulled up his phone and showed a list of ideas that included Donald Duck and cultural imperialism and musicals and mental illness. I mean, that perfectly captures the wonderfully eclectic and exciting future of this whole thing.
Which kind of leaves us with one last thought. In a world that seems to want everything shorter, faster, and simpler, the wild success of the video essay proves that there's still a massive hunger for depth, for nuance, and for real, genuine thought. So it makes you wonder, what complex idea that you care about is just waiting for its 4-hour deep dive?